Hey guys, welcome to the Super Bowl Post Show where we talk about things Marvel, DC, and Star Wars. This is obviously the podcast side, and you were joined by obviously your two favorite podcast hosts, Stevie Hayes and Comics Cuts. How you doing, bro?
Yo, what's good? How are you doing?
Good. So by the time this will be airing, which is tomorrow morning, it will be premiere day for Ant-Man. So we wanted to just talk to you guys about just some of what the early reviews are saying, how we feel, and some of our expectations for this movie. Okay, so we do have some smoke, all right, and we're just going to start off with that first because Rotten Tomatoes, man, you guys are terrible. You guys are terrible. Like, and it started with Black Adam, and it's just gotten worse as time is going on, And so, basically, the Rotten Tomato score, and correct me on this, Jerry. I'm not. I'll have it off the top of my head.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
pull it up, bro.
51.
51%. Oh my
166
god.
reviews. 166 reviews.
What is a Black Adam score? Just curious.
Hold on. Let's see. 38
Oh my god. So
with 88 audience score.
crazy, right? So, guys, if you don't know, Rotten Tomatoes has been off for a while now. And the way that at least I look at it, I'm pretty sure Jerry might as well. I go off of the audience score, not the freaking Rotten, not off of the score of just media execs that do it for $1. You know what I mean? Rotten Tomatoes is like one of the most, like, they used to be very credible. Like, they used to have my respect, especially during the Infinity Saga. They were like on point with a lot of their projects. And honestly, after that, I think that honestly, this is my opinion. And I'm going to get into this a little bit more because I do think that a lot of people are watching Ant-Man the wrong way, which when you watch it a certain way, I can see why you think it's that bad. So we got two crazy projects, right? We got Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame. We got Captain America Civil War, Captain America the Winter Soldier. Like, all of these great films. And what happens is a lot of people go into these movies with Avengers Endgame expectations. And when you don't watch the content, when you don't keep up with not even if you don't watch the content, if you don't have any common sense, you basically go into like a movie thinking that this is going to be like Avengers Endgame, and you also don't understand the point of Ant-Man in the MCU. Me and you talked about this the other day, and I was saying that Ant-Man 2 was created for Avengers Endgame. There was no other reason why. Yes, we got a cool story, but it was really for Endgame to introduce the quantum realm. That was the reason why Ant-Man and the Wasp was made. The same, and it's playing the same role for the freaking Kang Dynasty. This is supposed to be the intro into Kang the Conqueror. That's what Ant-Man plays. He's not, and I mean, I think he's growing into at least A minus tier character, but Ant-Man has always played the role of introducing something. Ant-Man 1 was probably the only movie that didn't play that role. So I don't understand why there's so much hate coming for that. You know what I mean?
Even in Civil War, he was really there to lead into, I mean, not really, I guess, as much, but like with that fight scene, at the airport in Germany that was referenced God knows how many times in Ant-Man and the Wasp. But with Rotten Tomatoes, like, you have to realize they say that Black Panther is the greatest MCU movie of all time. And don't get me wrong, Black Panther, fire movie, easily one of the best Marvel movies ever. But to put it over Infinity War, Endgame, and Civil War, are you out of your mind?
Or even Black Panther 1, which is a top 5 film in my opinion. That
Well,
movie is
that's what I'm
incredible.
saying. It's a great movie, but it's not number one MCU movie. And
I agree.
there's at least those three above it. And then, maybe you could argue, is it better than Iron Man and whatever? And that's debatable. But you can't put it above Civil War and Endgame and Infinity War. No
Yeah.
shot.
I ain't gonna lie. Iron Man 1 eats Wakanda Forever's lunch. I'm sorry. That movie is
Oh, I'm not.
goaded
I'm
to
not
me.
talking about Wakanda
Yeah.
Forever. I'm talking about the first Black Panther.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They
I
say the
agree.
first Black Panther is the best. I think Iron Man is better, but I could understand why some people would argue that Black Panther is better. Like you were saying. I mean, if you look at these trailers and we finally have an Ant-Man movie that is in the quantum realm. You know, he's like went to the quantum realm. We've had scenes in the quantum realm, but like before before Endgame came out, this quantum realm thing was being hyped up to be like the biggest thing in Ant-Man 2, which I saw a lot of people online refer to as a palate cleanser. I hate the term. It really does
Yeah.
make like it makes it sound like a throwaway movie. I liked Ant-Man 2. I thought it was a great movie. But you know, like this is phase 5 kicking off. They did Black Adam dirty. They do a lot of movies dirty lately, and
Yeah.
you know, I just
But
don't
bro,
think
but bro, look, but bro, look. I even read one of the reviews, bro, and that's how they view this one. They said you can just skip this movie. Like what?
that
How are you going to
crazy.
skip the intro into the main villain of the next two Avengers
Yeah.
films? Like that makes no sense.